Our research is titled Colorful Worlds, an analysis of discoid roach preferential behavior towards differently colored shelter areas. Our presentation is organized into four different sections. We have our current understanding, research question hypothesis, methods, and broader implications. So to begin, we have our current understanding, which is also our background information. Um, One study determined that American roaches have two types of photoreceptors. They can help them sense UV light and green light. This information is important, and it can help us understand how the species processes light and how that would affect their preferred color hide. Another study on a different species of roach, the dubia cockroach, determined that they preferred yellow light and deterred away from green. They also appeared to freeze when exposed to black light. Again, this can provide an idea of what colors we expect the roaches to prefer in their hides. And then another species of roach, the Turkestan roach, the research concluded that blue light repels the roaches and red light attracts them. And with these three different species of roaches that have been researched, we can collect all that data and apply it to our own research with the discoid roaches, and it can help us further understanding of what colors they might prefer, um, and provide a basis for hypothesizing. Like I said, with this knowledge, it has been found that roaches do show a possible attraction to certain colors like red and yellow and repulsion to others, green and blue, we can develop a pattern. So this picture on the bottom represents the wavelength of visible light, and it's measured in nanometers, the NM. And some roaches, species of roaches, they prefer the red and yellow, which is a longer wavelength compared to some roaches that were repelled from green and blue, which is a shorter wavelength. So this information is very important to know and can help us better understand our research subjects and what results we may see.
Now moving on to our research question and hypothesis. We will be asking if discoid cockroaches show preferential treatment in the color of their hides when disturbed in a group setting. And our research hypothesis is that they will prefer hides that are longer wavelength colors, like yellow or red, over shorter wavelength colors like blue, purple, or green.
All right, so we're going to be looking at the methods. Our sample population is going to be the 4 adult roaches that we were given for the study. And for each trial, we're going to be placing the roaches in the middle of the arena, surrounded at an equidistance by the different colored hides. And then we're going to turn off the lights in the room and then shine a flashlight onto the top of the roaches in an effort to scatter them. From there, we're going to record which hides the roaches flee to and the abundance of roaches that choose each of the different colored hides. And we're going to do that daily. And we're going to need to test multiple times to rule out our data being skewed by the cockroaches hiding in a shelter that's made closer to them or just directly in front of them. So we have 3 variables, one of which is the color of the hides. We're going to make them out of cardboard tubes, and we're going to paint them yellow, red, blue, green, and black. The time of day of the trials are going to be every weekday, twice a day, once in the morning and then once in the evening. And then the third variable is the orientation of the roaches when they are placed in the arena, and if they're facing the different directions and if they're facing a certain color hide, and that goes back to the frequency and seeing if the hide that's closest to them or they're facing is the one they choose instead of just the color of the hide. And so for our statistical analysis, we are going to first off just make a frequency distribution graph, and that's just going to give the audience a clear depiction of our raw data that's going to probably easily show if there was a preference in color, and if so, which color. We're also going to do a Fisher's exact test, which is usually used to examine the relationship between two variables, but it can be done for more. And we're going to do that for each of the colors. And the benefit of this is it gives an exact p-value instead of just an estimated p-value. And we're also just going to do a t-test as an extra analysis. And this is we're going to do a two-tailed test because we are measuring uh, if there's a change from the expected outcome versus the actual outcome. For example, we have five colors, so the expected outcome would be each color gets a zero point 0.2 probability of being chosen. And this t-test would tell us if we reject the null hypothesis or we fail to reject the null hypothesis.
Now we come to broader implications. Some of the implications for animal behavior are the cognition. Some researchers have found comparable faculties of associative learning, memory, and communication to honeybees. So, this will help to understand the limits of their cognitive functions. And in food environment, research into color sensing abilities can lead to a better understanding of food environmental preference of the roach and help to expand on our understanding of their environmental niche. And in pest control, research into the color sensing abilities of roaches can lead to innovation in current pest control methods. Oh, this is just Discoy and his friends, and of course, his uncle, Franz Kafka. And here are the resources that we have used, and that's all. Thank you.